Tonight on News 5 Live, 25-year-old Andrew McDougall is dead. Did the young man succumb to injuries suffered during an alleged beatdown by independent police? The $5 minimum wage is signed into law to take effect at the start of the new year. And we take you back to Santa Cruz for the second part of our investigative report on contrabanding. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
We have breaking news from Channel 5 on Coney Drive. I repeat, we can confirm that the delivery of this Christmas package is almost complete. The most critical phase is about to commence. That is, getting it delivered in time.
May the gift of peace, the gift of joy, shine bright for you and your loved ones this Christmas and in the new year.
Let's celebrate Christmas together with Smart's amazing season deals. Check out our showrooms and get deals for as low as $99 and get free credit, SMS, and data. If you already have a phone, you can join the Smart family. Swap your SIM and get a free SIM plus $100 promo credit. Get 50% off your first and second month when you sign up for selected postpaid plans. That's a promotion you don't want to miss. Free not done with Smart. Get free installation and 1 month free when switching from another internet provider. Plus, with every SIM swap, device purchase, broadband or postpaid sign up, you automatically get entered into our raffle for a chance to win a Samsung S22, a year free smart broadband, or $500 cash. Make it one Christmas together, only with Smart. Smart management and staff, thank you tremendously for all the love you shared during the year. We look forward to serving you as you power your dollar in 2023.
This Christmas, take the guesswork out of gifting and take advantage of a galaxy of Christmas gifts from Samsung. Whether you're buying a Galaxy for you or loved ones, you can make their year with a Galaxy for everyone. Take advantage of rock-bottom deals on the full A Series, S Series, and Z Series lineup with Samsung phones starting as low as $299 and Galaxy Tabs for as low as $389. Scratch everybody off your list with a full month of low prices available at any authorized Samsung reseller, including Cellular World, Digi, and Odette's Home Center. Plus, enjoy the affordable awesomeness when you shop, save, and secure your purchase with a 1-year local warranty, included with all Galaxy devices. Even better, get a chance to win up to $20,000 in prizes only when you shop for Galaxy this month from authorized Samsung resellers. Capture the moment, share love, and spread joy this season with a galaxy of Christmas gifts from Samsung. The deals continue this massive season. Starting December 12th until December 24th, it's 12 straight days of massive deals with up to 25% off on selected items each day. From grills to appliances and more, every day you get a new opportunity to take advantage of new items on sale. Check out our website and social media platforms for updates each day. Deals, P-Bucks, rewards, everything is massive this season at Benny's.
We invite you to join us for BEL's 2022 Community Spotlight Awards, our celebrations of Belizeans giving back to their communities. Enjoy musical performances by local artists. BEL's Community Spotlight Award show airs on Monday, December 26th at 2 p.m. on Channel 5, Channel 7, Love TV, Creme TV, Colorblind TV, the National Channel, CTV3, and Belize Broadcasting Network.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, December 22nd. I am Sabrina Daly. A mother is in grief tonight after her son died of wounds he sustained, allegedly at the hands of police in Independence Village 19 days ago. Desiree McDougall told us that cops brutalized her son after they caught him smoking marijuana, and they are claiming he was disorderly. But whatever the situation was that led to the wounds that the 25-year-old hemophiliac suffered, those injuries were severe because he had to be hospitalized since then up until the time of his death. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
This was Andrew McDougall, a burly 25-year-old man whose only health issue was that he suffered from hemophilia, an inherited bleeding disorder in which the blood does not clot properly and which can lead to spontaneous bleeding. So when he suffered severe wounds almost 3 weeks ago, it definitely placed his life at risk. He had to be hospitalized from that time, but his condition only deteriorated. He passed away on Tuesday, and his mother blames the Independence Police for his death.
I went to Mango Creek Police Station with my daughter-in-law, and I went there and I asked for my son Andrew McDougall, and I told them that he got beat up by the police, and they looked at me like what I was talking about, and I tell them, yes, my son is in here he have a sickness called hemophilia. And I begged them to put his medication on him. So when I went inside to see my son, he was bleeding.
According to Desiree McDougall, prior to her son's death, he told her that he was severely beaten by several officers while in police custody.
My son told me that the officers, them beat him up, stomp him in his chest, headbutt him 5 times, and the female police officers slapped him in his face. And I asked them to please take my son to the public clinic. So we took him to the public clinic. The doctor said that he had trauma, so he can't stay locked up in the cell. I took my son home. By the evening, my son called me and said, "Mom, I can't breathe."
The distraught mother is asking for justice.
He died from blunt trauma from what they did to him. Inflicted wounds, that's what the death certificate said. My son was in Belize City Hospital. We were trying to keep him alive. You know, the doctor tried everything they could. I haven't made my report yet because these officers doesn't know what I'm going through. And I want justice for my son. I don't think it's fair for these police officers going around beating up people's children. And I think they deserve to go to jail. I hope that Chester William do something about this and do the right thing, you know. I want justice.
Andrew McDougall will be laid to rest in Borrelboom Village on Saturday. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
On Wednesday, we reported on the discovery of the body of a man in a shallow grave in Hattieville village. While family and friends believed it to be Leroy Fuller, who also goes by the name of Leroy McCoy and the alias Timba, there was still no confirmation from the Belize Police Department on the identity of the victim. Today, a News 5 team revisited the area and spoke with Radiance McCoy, who confirmed that not only is her son the victim, but that she also heard a gunshot on the night of December 19th, the last time Timba was seen or heard from. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Leroy Timba McCoy, who also uses the last name Fuller, is the latest victim of a murder as the 2022 is quickly coming to an end. His body was discovered on Wednesday morning inside a shallow grave, about 1.5 feet deep, 10 yards into some bushes off the George Price Highway near the Hector Creek Bridge. Residents and close friends found it strange at first that he was missing, but his mother, Radiance McCoy, says that she knew he was murdered and believes she heard the shot on Monday night.
Monday night, I in my bed and I heard, pow! One had gone. So the chooser, nobody said to man, if you go cross the lady, call the lady, go give you joke and get anything, all right? So then boy said, make we go look, see if we see Timba anyway. So when my son gone, the man up here, he saw Timba slippers on the street side, and he said, on the street have blood. So the boy said, make we go check, right at the wrong down now. And when I looked then I see one grave, like he done me the dig, but he got stumped, right? So then got more and they found another grave buried. And when they hailed the police and they dig up, that made him right in the grave if he choose, and him right in the grave they did.
The victim was executed, shot to the head somewhere on the highway, and his body dragged into the bushes and buried. But who would want Timba dead and why?
Timba hustle good money, long every day. Timba hustle money, so I don't know when I killed Timba. I don't know. But God knows, so left in a God's hand, no? As far as I know, Timba don't know nobody, nothing but the second drugs. He go up here and he must talk up and you can't tell no and back shock you. And then that's right there. Because the boys in the city street they holler in, you know, and bury him. Then this man, you know, the same young man when they say kill my son, his friend where they sell tamales out there, he chased him son in a knife. Chased and way by the house back there. And me don't know what happened, a lot of things happened out there, this man and the policemen, they saw them, no know who they got locked up right now. But the boy say he want to kill all of Timba family. For what? We never know any young boy.
The deceased was the third son of 8 children for Radiance McCoy. While the family wants justice, they also want the checkpoint just past the roundabout at mile 15 in the village to be reinstated. Today, it would seem that request was granted.
We need the police boots to come back. Because when the police, they want to think before they have to cross and up and down. For that police boots move, look at them, so many vehicles do some wheeling. Like party one run at the end of the thing, so the police boots mean for the day, you understand me? Anybody that want justice if they kill a picnic. Anybody that want justice. Well, that's the way whole life they go now. And I can't cry because I know I'm no hot head.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
The $5 minimum wage is now part of Belize's wages regulation. Today, the government of Belize signed into law statutory instrument number 170 of 2022, which states that the minimum wage for all categories of workers has increased to $5 an hour, effective January 1st, 2023. A release from the government of Belize says that the new increase in the minimum wage is part of its overall strategy to combat poverty and reduce inequality, as outlined in Plan Belize. The release goes on to say that as part of this wage adjustment exercise, the Ministry of Labor is currently reviewing a wage-setting methodology that will be used periodically to determine future minimum wage increases. Notwithstanding the wage increase, the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry has placed on record its objection to the immediate implementation of the increase from $3.30. BCCI argues that the move will add $200 million to the private sector's wage bill overnight. BCCI held a media sensitization event on December 16th, where Dion Elliott, the chief policy analyst at BCCI, had this to say.
Using general data from SIB, and again, this needs to be drilled down further. And again, this is the data that should be coming from the Ministry of Labor, from whatever government agency is responsible for this. But from our estimates, we are seeing close to $200 million being added in payroll costs just overnight, if that happens like that.
Okay.
Right? That is a concern, because a lot of businesses are still. We talk about Belize is growing. In economic circles, we're talking about nascent recovery. We're talking about just coming out of a 2020, almost 14 to 16% recession. We're getting back on our feet. A lot of companies are still struggling, even getting back to normal.
Getting their employees back to 100%.
Exactly. So that is still happening. And I used an analogy on a TV show the other day where I was saying, just picture it as if it was already raining and the ground is flooded and the ground is saturated. Then on top of that comes more rain. You notice how the grounds tend to flood. So you're already competing with record inflation. Belize hasn't had inflation at this level for at least 13 years. And we know why, the international effects and all that type of stuff. Fuel prices are high. Food prices have been fluctuating significantly. You had the backlog with shipping that had been increasing container costs. All of these trickled down. Fertilizer prices have gone up. And then in this already struggling environment, among other variables that I have not mentioned, you have a 52% increase from $3.30 to $5 overnight. We're saying that could lead to some adverse effect on the employees that we're trying to say you need to consider. Because employers, and we have talked to some of our members that said, I can't afford if this happens and I might have to send some people home. Don't want to, but if that's what's happening, we might have to consider that.
But Prime Minister John Briceño is not buying this argument. He responded by saying that the private sector has had ample time to prepare for the increase. Here is what he told us on Wednesday.
I don't think it's overnight, because we've been telling them it was in Plan Belize, and we've been telling them over and over this is coming. The minimum wage has not increased in 10 years. And we have the issue of inflation. I mean, and then you have poor people who make $2.30, well, please. And I'm just appealing to the private sector for them to do their part. They are going to benefit, you know, because the more money people have, the more they can spend, the more they can afford to go and buy in their stores. So the private sector, they are going to benefit. And most businesses are already paying more than $5 per hour than what we're proposing. I think of the 100,000 plus workers, about 30,000 are earning less than $5. So by doing this, all of this will be getting in effect a much needed raise.
Coming up, Prime Minister supports winding up of Public Sector Workers' Trust. Find out the details when we come back.
2022 is marked by humanity's ability to overcome through innovation. Technological breakthroughs in medicine, coupled with cooperation on a global level, have allowed us to overcome the COVID pandemic at unprecedented speed. In 2023, RF&G Insurance enters its 60th year of service to Belize. At this juncture, we reflect back on the many strides we have made in the insurance industry, and we are proud to say that we have been able to keep focused on our company mission with our loyal clients as our driving force. To mark this 60th year of service, RF&G Insurance will be bolstering its commitment to being more environmentally conscious. As the impacts of climate change begin to take hold of our planet, we are seeing an increase in both the frequency and the severity of natural disasters that affect our global communities. At RF&G, we are taking steps to reduce our company's impact on the environment while also supporting organizations that are working to protect Belize's natural habitats and the animals that call them home. At the community level, RF&G continues to support causes specific to youth and sports. Through these contributions, we hope to provide avenues to success for young Belizeans who can use their skills to build value for their communities. And while RF&G has been doing its part to rebuild Belize City and its surrounding communities in the wake of Hurricane Lisa by making prompt and fair claim settlements to its policyholders, we also recognize the devastating impact this storm has had on families who are unable to afford insurance. To help spread some holiday cheer, RF&G staff will be distributing food hampers to families within our staff's communities who need a little help this Christmas. In closing, we wish you, your families, and your work colleagues a prosperous 2023, and we look forward to assisting you with your insurance needs and advice throughout the year. Thank you.
Be gifted and pay it forward with Digi this Christmas. With over $50,000 in cash and prizes, the more you shop with Digi, the more chances you get to win in our weekly giveaways, our Christmas Eve and Grand Raffle on January 10. Add a new device to your Christmas wish list, purchase a $20 prepaid data plan from any Digi store, and you can save up to $170 on the purchase of an LTE device starting as low as $99 cash. So many options to choose from. Low on cash? No problem. You can still get a Samsung device on installment. Sign up for any DigiNet Boost plan and get up to $50 off for 6 months. For every device purchase or DigiNet sign up, you get an entry into our giveaways and raffles. Follow us on our Digi Facebook, Instagram, and website for more Christmas deals. Be gifted and pay it forward with Digi this Christmas. You could be a lucky winner.
With BL, it's always giving back to the community. Honestly, I believe that is one of the things that really touched me the most, that I am a part of a company that actually gives back in various ways. You know, BL has its hamper drive, its Golden Citizen program, you know, customer rewards. It's always touching to know that these people are getting back something.
Our hamper drive has been going on every year, and we have done this at the end of each year. So the wrapping is actually an exciting feeling because we know what is in the gifts. So when we reach the customers, they are like in shock because they are not aware of what we're doing. And we come and we explain to them that, you know, this is the time of giving, and many of the kids are surprised. They feel like Santa come around, and that's a good feeling for me. I personally do it with that motivation, and it gives me the drive to keep doing what I do.
We also do these, go around with different schools that need help with painting as well, right? So when you finish the entire work or the painting, you see the children, them smiling, like so appreciative of what you do for them. At the end of the day, they come and give you a warm hug. That feeling is absolutely the best feeling ever.
And BL, we are always looking at different areas where we can also give back. So it's a lot of giving back with BL, and that I am really proud of being a part of.
Good day, Belize. Justin Saunders, Senior Technician at Champion Security here. On behalf of myself and the technicians, I would like to say a thank you to all our valued customers for choosing to trust Champion Security for all your security needs. As we approach the end of this year and preparing for the Christmas season, we urge you to make sure that your security systems are working properly. Feel free to contact us at the office for preventative maintenance servicing, as our well-trained, friendly and dedicated technicians are here to assist you. To our new customers who are planning or in need of assistance with choosing the best and suitable security systems for your needs, do not hesitate to call our office, for we here at Champion Security pride ourselves in the quality work to give you back that peace of mind.
Back in November, we told you that the Department of Environment did not grant Waterloo Investment Holdings the environmental clearance necessary to greenlight its port expansion project at the Port of Belize Limited. The developer had 21 days to launch an appeal of the decision. News 5 has confirmed that Waterloo has launched that appeal. On Wednesday, we asked the Prime Minister about the prospects of an upgraded container and cargo terminal in Belize. Here is what he had to say.
We have to wait until I think it's the 21st, probably today. Up to today, I think the Port of Belize have, or Waterloo, time to appeal the judgment. And so we want to wait and see what will happen. But certainly we cannot keep the status quo at the Port of Belize. An investment has to be done to fix if there's no cruise terminal, the port or the container/cargo terminal has to be upgraded. That's not a matter of if it will be done, it has to be done, either by the receiver or a new set of investors would come in, or if government someday may. We are not there. We are not. The important thing is that we need to finish off whatever it started, the process.
We reached out to the Port of Belize today to ascertain if an appeal has been submitted. We have not received a response up to news time. Prime Minister Briceño also answered questions related to the Public Sector Workers Trust. For context, the trust was established under former Prime Minister Manuel Esquivel. After his administration imposed a wage and increment freeze on the public sector from 1995 to 1997, former PM Esquivel gave public sector workers 450,000 shares in BTL. Almost 2 decades later, those shares have matured with dividends of just about $8 million. These funds are being managed by the Public Sector Workers Trust. For some time, the beneficiaries of that trust have been clamoring to have those funds handed over to them. Well, Prime Minister Briceño says that, in principle, he would support the winding up of the trust. Here is how he puts it.
And one of the ideas that they presented, which I would want to support, is to be able to wind it up. And to all of the people that, because it's not everybody that will benefit. I think it's only the people that were working in
1995 to
1997, right. So we need to, I believe that maybe it's best to just wind it down, sell off the shares, whatever assets you may have, and then take the money and share it among the trust, the people, the beneficiaries. Because if we have somebody managing or a group of managing, spending the money and the real beneficiaries are not getting the necessary benefit that they should be getting. How many people are going to benefit? How many people are going to borrow? And they say they borrow and they don't pay, or they say they give out food and they give out so much and they say they give out much more. I think it has been there for so long. Some of the beneficiaries have already died, they have passed away. So maybe it's I would have to get legal advice from the Attorney General, but maybe it's time to seriously consider winding it up.
Okay.
And let the beneficiaries get what they deserve.
Sir.
And reporters also pressed the Prime Minister further on the new policies that guide the online business registry system. Those policies were written to protect the identity of business principals and shareholders through their registered agents. So what about personalities behind companies that are engaged in legitimate business with the government of Belize? Prime Minister Briceño contends that those entities will be obliged to make public the names of owners or shareholders. We asked him if he foresees any legal challenges as a result of such policy. Here's what he told us.
We've already instituted a policy.
Okay.
And now we're having the Attorney General to look at what laws we need to amend to ensure that that does not take place. We believe that as a government, we have a right to say we are controlling, we are managing the people's monies. And if you want to be able to do business with us, the government, then you cannot operate in a company that has our registered agents. I don't see how they can challenge that. Now, if two private entities want to have a deal with one another using a registered agent, then that's your right. That's a constitutional right. They can do that. But when it comes to government, any business, private or public, can decide that say, I'm not doing any business with a company that has a registered agent. It is all right too. So as government, we are saying, if you want to do business with us, you cannot use a registered agent. We need to know who are the members of your board of directors, who are the owners of the shares, who are the shareholders, and who are the ultimate beneficiaries.
The Belize City Magistrates Court is relocating to Coney Drive, several weeks after the building it occupies was hard hit by Hurricane Lisa on November 2nd. As it stands, the lower court is only operational on one side of the public building, a situation which was made worse following the collapse of the ceiling on the second floor. According to Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser, the magistracy will be moving to the building on Coney Drive that was recently occupied by the Treasury Department. The relocation is temporary while the existing court building on Regent Street undergoes urgent repair.
We were directly affected by Hurricane Lisa, so that as we speak, there is the left side of the building that is not usable any at all, and we are only using this side of the building half day, limiting access to it because we're not so sure of the safety of the building. But we managed to find a new location and we're moving to Coney Drive, where Treasury used to be, 1729, I believe it is, Coney Drive, which should be our temporary new home. That move, I'm hoping that we can be operational on the 3rd of January. Until then, we will still be serving the public limitedly from here. In the mornings from 8 to about 12, maybe, and this should happen until probably Tuesday next week. We then will have to be moving everything so that as far as the public is concerned who have any matters, police officers will be here, should be here to give them their dates for next year, but we should be fully up and operational by the 3rd of January.
After the break, Yellowjaw sorrel jam, a product of Hattieville. We'll tell you about that, but first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Environmentally degradable plastics, or EDP, are plastics that are affected by a combination of environmental conditions that cause the plastic to break down within an acceptable time frame. They are specifically designed to degrade into carbon dioxide, water, and other biomass substances. The level of breakdown can vary based on standard test methods appropriate to the plastic. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Belize Medical Associates is now equipped with the only advanced MRI machine in the country. The machine uses a powerful magnetic field, radio waves, and a computer to produce detailed pictures of the body's internal structures that are clearer, more detailed, and more likely to identify and accurately characterize diseases than other imaging methods. It is used to evaluate the body for a variety of conditions, particularly of the brain and spinal cord, but can be used for other conditions such as tumors and diseases of the liver, heart, and bowel. It may also be used to monitor an unborn child in the womb. MRI is non-invasive and does not use ionizing radiation. This means that you no longer have to travel abroad. You now have access to the most advanced imaging equipment in a professional setting that is designed for your ease and comfort. BMA remains committed to providing outstanding patient care, combining excellence in clinical imaging with state-of-the-art technology. To learn more about the MRI machine or to schedule an appointment, call 223-0303 today. Belize Medical Associates, we do care.
Don't know what to get the special someone for Christmas? Habet and Brothers Habet have you covered this Christmas.
Season greetings. Hey Dad, remember the shelves you made to tell me about? Yo, Corey, you got anything to make us saw? Hey guys, your favorite saw daddy here. Back with a brand new saw from Brothers Habet. My wife got this for me for Christmas. The salmon is here.
All month long, give the gift of power with 15% off all power tools, 15% off all decorative paints, 15% off all sunlight windows and doors, 20% off all mirrors, and 15 to 60% off Westinghouse and Design House light fixtures. Plus, with every $50 you spend, you get a chance to win a $500 gift certificate every day in our big 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. So come in today and save big. A merry and safe Christmas from the family at Habet and Brothers Habet.
Yo, Jamrock, search you anything right now.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
The Social Security Board is proud to have served Belizeans in 2022.
Belize faced challenges such as the continuing COVID-19 pandemic and Hurricane Lisa. Our country's resilience and ability to persevere in adversity is the prevailing and unifying theme. Of our many organizational accomplishments in 2022, we are particularly proud of our commitment to impact the lives of Belizean citizens positively and continuously under our corporate social responsibility portfolio. As a responsible corporate citizen, SSB supported various societal partners to amplify progress in many communities and provided empowerment opportunities through scholarships, sports, education, and health. SSB recognizes that for societal change to abound, we must continue our integral efforts to drive change and contribute to causes in meaningful and impactful ways. Our community engagements will forever serve as the most meaningful moments for 2022. 2023 will be another transformational year for SSB. It will be a year of enhanced community engagement and outreach, and the rollout of additional service enhancements via the My Social Security self-service portal. We stand ready to continue our service to you. From the Board of Directors, management, and staff of the Social Security Board, we wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
There has been a number of new businesses that popped up over the past 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Many were online and focused on the use of technology. But one business in the South, although small, is finding its way into supermarkets. It's the brainchild of Julian Fisher, who fell in love with southern Belize decades ago and made Hattieville his home. Birthed during COVID pandemic, Yellowjaw sorrel jam is planning to expand its production using traditional methods of production. In this week's episode of Belize on Real, News 5's Dwayne Moody traveled south.
Wine or any beverage made from sorrel is traditionally linked to the Christmas season. It is enjoyed primarily inside homes, eaten with a slice of white cake, or used as a substitute for the ruby-rich wine used to wet and preserve your black fruit cake over time for that perfect bite. In southern Belize, one entrepreneur has been developing a sorrel business over the past few years.
The name comes from the largest, most vicious snake in the district down here, the Yellowjaw tommygoff. When we came in here and this was 100% bush, we had to take a few of them out, one of which was about 20 feet, so we thought it was an appropriate name for the company. We first got into the soursop business about 3-4 years ago, and then we realized that it takes too long to produce a fruit to make it economical for us to be viable. So we got into the sorrel. If you can see, there's a lot of hibiscus around here. The sorrel is one of a member of the hibiscus family, but it's the one that fruits.
Located in Jacintoville, Toledo, Yellowjaw Limited was created less than a year before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and through networking with residents from the community, a small sorrel farm on Julian Fisher's property was harvested and used to create jams, cookies, and tea.
We started with one sorrel bush 3 years ago. 2 years ago, we got it up to about 110. Last year, we had 415 trees. This year, on this particular tract where we've just harvested, we have 4,000 trees. That allows us now, instead of to sell the fruit, we sell our own product line. We're making Yellowjaw jungle jam, sorrel. We're making Yellowjaw jungle cookies, and we're making our Yellowjaw jungle hot tea.
Sorrel, also called common sorrel or garden sorrel, is a perennial herbaceous plant. It is also referred to as Spanish dock and narrow-leafed dock. It is a widespread plant in grassland habitats and is often cultivated as a leafy vegetable or herb. Harvesting sorrel is labor-intensive and time-consuming, but it provides employment for residents from neighboring villages.
Take out the leaf and just right there, put it one side, and the seed, I put it one side, so that right there get dry. So after that, they got some more seed for next year. 4 people could help me and could start to pick like 2 buckets, 3 buckets each. So then, like that, yeah.
And then after you don't pick it, what you do with it?
So could measure it so much pound they have there, like 20 pound, 30 pound. So my bossman carried, so could sell it at home.
These are the 2 varieties that we grow. You have the traditional red one, but we have, and you can see the difference in size, we found a mutated brand on a bush over here on the side of this farm. We took the seeds from this one. It's much tastier, it's double the size, and it grows much faster than the red one. So this is our secret, that's our secret recipe right now, is the dark one. And it enhances the jam and all the other products. Pick it, the day we pick it, we take it to them and they start cooking the jam. And one of the things we do that is unique to it, we cook it over open fires. So it gives it the unique flavor when you taste it. It's the unique flavor that has captured everybody in this area this year. We produced 500 jars and they're all gone.
Satisfied with the success of his operations thus far, Fisher says that he intends to make it a seasonal product during this time of the year.
All come in ball mason jars, 16 ounce, recyclable, because this is a 100% off-grid farm. We don't use any chemicals to grow any of it. We could increase our production if we got into the chemical spraying business, but that's not what we want to be in. So ours is 100% organic, and we plan to expand our line of jams from sorrel to 6 other flavors annually. When it's in season, we'll do up to 7 different jams a year. Sorrel is popular November, December, so we'll do the other ones across the year. That has allowed us now that we'll be signing a contract soon for nationwide distribution across Belize for next year. At this time, we will be nationwide. The year after, we plan to be in the CARICOM.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
When we return, PACT invests $5.23 million to support 11 protected areas.
This is the time of year for family and friends to come together as thoughts turn from this past year to the year ahead.
Throughout the year, our company remained focused on giving back to the community and touching the lives of others who needed a helping hand, especially those affected by Hurricane Lisa.
As we reflect on this past year, we would like to say thank you for your continuous support as we unwaveringly build our relationship together.
Our reputation is built on your collective dedication, as our success is only possible with you. We remain committed to listening to your suggestions and to improve our service this 2023 and beyond.
Our claims team, with our in-house nurses, have also taken the opportunity to provide health checks to clients, supporting them mentally and emotionally.
We look forward to seeing more of you in the coming year as we continue to provide this service.
For all your endeavors this Christmas and the New Year's, our management and staff of RF&G Life Insurance wishes you
Merry Christmas
and a happy, healthy,
safe New Year.
That'll be $50. Thank you. Wait, hey, this 50 is a fake.
How do you know it's a fake?
What are you talking about, sir? How can I identify a genuine note from a fake note?
Well, a genuine 50 has a watermark with the jaguar and the written words of the 50, also a thread.
Know your money and know a fake one when you see it. Do not rely on any one security feature. Look for the clarity and quality of printing. The printed lines and colors should be sharp and clear. Feel the quality of the paper and the raised print. Hold the note up to the light to see the windowed security thread. It should form one complete line when held up to the light. The watermark and denominational electrotype. The jaguar is the watermark in the $100 and $50 notes. The sleeping giant is the watermark in the $20, $10, $5, and $2 notes. The see-through feature. The parts of the design printed on the back should fit exactly within the unprinted areas of the front to form the complete design. Check the $100 note for the toucan hologram with the periwinkle flower overprint. Tilt it to see the small images of the toucan and the numeral 100. Check the $50 note for the green foil angelfish. Check even closer. Use an ultraviolet light to see the fluorescent features. Use a magnifier to see the microlettering. Tiny letters that read Central Bank of Belize and the value of the note. Stop the circulation of counterfeit Belize currency notes. Pass all counterfeits to the police at once. It is a criminal offense to hold or use a counterfeit. Be safe. Be sure. Know your money.
my lights. Yeah. Go to my lights. Go to my lights. You gotta go to my lights. Yeah. I wanna shine, 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 shine. I hit my lights cause that's my plan, 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 plan. My lights have your favorite brand, 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 brand. Just come with nothing in your hands, 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 hands. My lights, and it goes on and on and on. It goes on and on and on, yeah. I wanna celebrate with my lights, sing yeah, yo, baby let's go. My lights, I wanna celebrate with my lights, sing yeah, yo, baby let's go. We going to the stores, but we gon' do right. We gon' light up life, only with my light. We going to the stores, but we gon' do right. We gon' light up life, only with my light.
Season's greetings from all of us at Atlantic Insurance, wishing you the gift of faith, the blessing of hope, and the wonder of this holiday season at Christmas and in the new year. This holiday season, whether you're in the driver's seat or walking down the street, always respect the rules of the road. Do not speed, do not drink and drive, drive safely, and enjoy this holiday season with your loved ones. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and your family from all of us at Atlantic Insurance.
The Protected Areas Conservation Trust is investing close to $5.5 million in several protected areas in Belize. PACT will be working with several non-governmental organizations in 11 protected areas for the next year. According to Nayari Perez, the executive director at PACT, the investment is part of their transition plan as they phase out their current investment strategy that saw the investment of $10 million over the past 10 years.
Earlier this month, PACT awarded $5.23 million in conservation investments, and that is supporting 11 protected areas for the next year. We will be working with several NGO co-managing entities, as well as the National Biodiversity Office in the Ministry of Sustainable Development and the Association of Protected Area Management Organizations in the implementation of projects and programs that seek to maximize the revenue generation potential of these protected areas, as well as help to increase the management effectiveness of these protected areas. This investment is part of a transition plan that PACT is implementing. We have an outgoing conservation investment strategy that was a medium-term conservation investment strategy that saw the investment of $10 million over the past 3 years in the National Protected Area System. We are in the process of planning and designing our next medium-term conservation investment strategy, and so to bridge that transition from one strategy to the next, we are implementing this $5.23 million investment within the next year.
PACT also invested in the 3 non-traditional conservation programs as part of its extraordinary investment plan. The 3 entities are the National Biodiversity Office, the Association of Protected Area Management Organization, and Friends for Conservation and Development. Paris told us more about PACT's partnership with these organizations.
Extraordinary investments are investments that don't fit within the traditional conservation investment program that we have, and so they are extraordinary in nature, whether it be because of time or because of the nature of the activities. In the case of APAMO and in Bio, we are going to be supporting system level activities. APAMO is the umbrella network of conservation NGOs, and in Bio is the office within the Ministry of Sustainable Development responsible for overseeing the governance of these protected areas and the National Protected Area System in general. And so we're going to be working with these partners to carry out activities related to policy, capacity building, etc. And then we will be working with Friends for Conservation and Development in a long-term investment that is going to see them do some work in 7 sites across the Maya Mountain massif, and this is to support landscape level management activities in that area. So instead of looking at activities within each of the sites, we're looking at a more integrated approach at the landscape level in the western part of the protected area system.
We also asked Perez about PAC's future plans for investment in marine conservation in light of the establishment of the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future, BFSF. As we have reported, BFSF was established as a result of the Blue Bond Agreement. Its role as a sinking fund is to disburse funding to projects and partners working in Belize to achieve conservation outcomes that are aligned with Belize's national marine and coastal conservation priorities. It is an area that PAC has made extensive investments in, so we asked if the organization will continue its efforts in this area. Here's what Perez told us.
PAC will continue to support marine conservation activities. With the establishment of the new fund under the Blue Bond Agreement, we're hoping that we're going to be able to maximize and pool the resources that both sources have to be able to support what the objectives and targets of the Blue Bond Agreement are, as well as continue to support the priorities of PAC. PAC's focus is not just marine conservation. We are set up to finance the entire National Protected Area system. We have in the past been working with partners like the Fisheries Department and the Marine Protected Area Managers in marine conservation programs and projects, and so we will continue to do that. The effort now will be to see how we can streamline the efforts that we have so that we are not duplicating and instead we are complementing what the new fund is going to be doing when it comes to marine conservation.
Today, the Belize Nature Conservation Foundation held a grant signing ceremony at the Guanacaste Park in Belmopan, in which approximately $80,000 was issued to 2 NGOs that work in conservation efforts in the Belize and Stand Creek districts. A News 5 team attended the event, and reporter Dwayne Moody files this report.
Since 2007, the Belize Nature Conservation Foundation has been issuing grants to NGOs to assist with capacity development and more. It is one of the products that came out of the Tropical Forest Conservation Agreement, or Debt for Nature swap, in 2001. So far, millions of dollars in grants have been issued.
What the DNS swap did is it created an endowment fund of which the interest is used for these grants. So the grants are issued annually. We have a call and we issue roughly anywhere based on interest rates from 2 to 4 grants per annum.
The grants, a little less than $40,000 each, were issued to the Billy Barcadere National Park, located between miles 16 and 19 on the Hummingbird Highway, and the Community Baboon Sanctuary Visitor Center and Museum, located in Bermuda Landing in the Belize District.
These funds will help us to renovate the new natural historical museum and visitor center. We will use it to upgrade and renew the posters that explains the mission of the CBS. We will also use it to renovate, purchase a new electrical water pump, and so forth for the center.
The grant will be used for the project, which is to strengthen the resource management. The main focus is, the protection and the proper monitoring of the water. The water, one of the main attractions for Bill Barcadere is a waterfall, and the waterfall provide water to 3 buffering communities. So water protection there and monitoring is vital for the 3 communities in that area. So that is one of the tasks or one of the projects that we'll continue to do, because that's something we do every time. This fund will just help us to continue that task. The other one is a mammal survey. We are aware that there are several mammals that traverse the park, but we cannot give account of all the mammals, so we want to use this fund to conduct that mammal survey so we can have data.
Having the expertise in the issuing of environmental grants, the Protected Areas Conservation Trust, better known as PACT, is one of the founding members of the BNCF. Executive Director Nayari Perez speaks of the role it plays annually in the issuing of these grants.
We have been managing their small grants program since the inception. And what that entails is the management of the financial resources of the fund, as well as the management of their small grants program, the implementation of their projects, and the networking and engagement with the project beneficiaries.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Up next, a closer look at Contraband. A special report by Marian Ali, Part 2.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times, and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Join us for Christmas at Sagebrush. Take some time to enjoy the service right here. We can't wait to celebrate with you.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Let's celebrate Christmas together with Smart's amazing season deals. Check out our showrooms and get deals for as low as $99 and get free credit, SMS, and data. If you already have a phone, you can join the Smart family. Swap your SIM and get a free SIM plus $100 promo credit. Get 50% off your first and second month when you sign up for selected postpaid plans. That's a promotion you know I miss. Free not done with Smart. Get free installation and 1 month free when switching from another internet provider. Plus, with every SIM swap, device purchase, broadband or postpaid sign up, you automatically get entered into our raffle for a chance to win a Samsung S22, a year free smart broadband, or $500 cash. Make it one Christmas together, only with Smart. Smart management and staff, thank you tremendously for all the love you shared during the year. We look forward to serving you as you power your dollar in 2023.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the split the bill button where he selects the evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
Last evening, we showed you how contrabandistas smuggle illegal bears, perishables, and other illegal goods across the northern boundary, the Rio Hondo. As Customs Officer Adrian Rancharan shared, they use the roughly 90-mile stretch of the river to bring across the contraband goods via boats and small ferries that are provided by Mexican residents who live on their side of the river. In part 2 of our special report tonight, we look at how the illegal trade negatively impacts legitimate businesses, how easy it is to purchase contraband bears on the Belizean side of the river, and what is done with the goods that are confiscated. Here's News 5's Marian Ali.
One week after we accompanied an anti-contraband patrol on an operation in Santa Cruz, we returned to see if it was possible to find Mexican bears. Sure enough, it was. After inquiring around the village, we were guided to where we could go. While no one admittedly sold the bears, we found a house that had Dos Equis Mas Fria. Unbeknown to the contraband agent, we recorded the purchase, though he never showed his face. It is possible that he didn't recognize us through his window as we approached the property. Hi, you have Mexican beer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I get 2, please? Ice cold.
Okay, give me a second.
Thanks. How much for it?
$5.
All right. Wow, thank you very much. Your $5, sir.
Thank you.
I just got these 2 Dos Equis Mexican beer from a residence in Santa Cruz Village. Contraband stuff. The illegal trade creates unfair competition for legitimate businesses that pay their taxes, such as Madisco, which faces major competition with the sale of contraband cigarettes. The illegal trade literally threatens its employment list.
The last study that we did, which was last year, contraband accounted for 35% of the market, which has grown 10% in at least 2 years. The illicit market definitely cuts into the sales of our company, and as such will cut into the livelihood of all these employees from Madisco.
How much would you say you'd need to?
I would say I would lose more than half. Cigarette is our main income earner for Madisco.
Bowen & Bowen Limited is one of 3 breweries in Belize. B&B are bottlers of Coke, Fanta, and Sprite soft drinks. The company's national sales director, Rocio Jimenez, and finance manager, Erlet Rosado, explained that the competition that the contraband trade creates for them also threatens their staff's pockets.
My guys out in the street, they live off commissions. So, you know, it's every case they sell, they get some money. So for every case they don't sell, it's affecting their pockets. You know, the less money they make, the less they could provide for their family.
So with less revenues, there's, well, you have to think about this, the side of it that there's less jobs, less job availability. There's less that we can do in our community.
James Brody and Company Limited imports detergents and toiletries for sale on the local market. According to Roger Reyes, the company's general manager, it is also feeling the pinch due to the contraband trade of these items. Which of the items would you say contraband affects the most?
Detergents, cleaners, and
soap powders, toilet paper. Those are the main ones that you see people contraband, and it affects our business. No?
How bad?
Minimally, it would impact us about $1 million a year. This is just one area we're focusing on.
Yes.
There are much more than just the few that I mentioned.
But there's a very real reason why people engage in smuggling. According to Juan Diaz, chairman of Santa Cruz Village, there's no other available means of income.
I could say it's like 40% of the people working on that because of work. I mean, that's...
No work.
Yeah, of no work. Yeah.
But while the contraband trade creates a livelihood for those engaged in the illicit activity, it has an inverse effect on legitimate businesses, either in the social programs they sponsor or in keeping as many employees on the payroll.
We cannot do many programs as we would like to do because of the loss of revenue. So, for example, giving our employees compensation, incentives, things like these. No?
If contraband accounts for 35% of the market, then imagine how much of the government revenue is lost.
What we found out is that the government loses approximately $10 million in revenues within an average year, and this is just on soft drinks and beer.
We were unable to get actual figures on the overall estimates and losses to the local economy from any government ministry or department. We reached out to senior officials at the Ministry of Economic Development, but they did not have the data we requested. Even the Prime Minister did not have those figures when we inquired. And this highlights another area where the government needs to focus more attention on collecting relevant information on how much the country loses through contraband activity. The Statistical Institute of Belize did report a significant increase in the sale of beverages and cigarettes during the closure of the border due to COVID. It showed that growth in sales of these items jumped by more than $23 million, from $19.3 million to $43 million from June 2020 to June 2021. During the same closure of the borders, law enforcement officers confiscated a number of boats believed to be used in the ferrying of contraband goods into Belize. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams led the charge.
There's a number of boats you can see in some corner over there that were being used to run contraband. We have some degree of control over them now, so to some extent we have disabled the people who are doing the contraband, but there's still many blind spots in the area that needs to be monitored.
And when we spoke with the Bowen & Bowen National Sales Director, her comments also corroborated the report that sales within the business community went up when the borders were closed.
Across the board, we had expected a sales dip. And so we started seeing the NERT, for some reason, having that increase in sales. And we're like, okay, well, what's happening? And so, we have the restrictions, so they should have gone down in sales, but we're starting to see the peak. And so we attributed majority of that coming from the closure of the border and the contraband.
While there are people who justify contraband activity, CEO in the Ministry of Agriculture, Sir Vilobizer, advises that purchasing perishable contraband items can literally wipe out an entire sector.
There's an outbreak of avian influenza right in Mexico right now. People are could bring in, let's say, eggs or chicken from Mexico contaminated into Belize. It could affect our whole poultry industry, putting in danger our food security. We don't know what all kind of chemicals these things are bringing in, or these products are exactly. So, that's another aspect. When it's coming in through Baja, there's a protocol established already where these products are certified.
When they are lucky to land a successful interception and confiscation, the perishables are distributed to charitable institutions. The beers and liquor, well, those are destroyed.
Especially perishables, we donated most of the time for the hospital, the children's home, old folks home. The beers itself, we have a warehouse. Whenever we have a nice amount, we have bulldozers. We hire the bulldozers or dig a hole and make them mash it up. So we destroy it. That is one way. The next way, we normally do a list and we do it send it to Belize City, to Queens one. We hand it over to the Queens one with a list and saying, you know, this is all the stuff we got here. We hand it over to them, then they dispose of it.
People who are caught on public transportation are not normally fined, since the goods are normally just left on the seats, and that would make it difficult to prove their owners. But the occupants of private vehicles who are charged mostly opt to settle their fines out of court than to go through an entire trial and face having to pay 3 times the value of the goods that they were found with. But even these penalties do not faze contrabandistas. The contraband industry in Belize will continue to thrive unless and until there are adequate investments made in the operations that our law enforcement authorities conduct in these problematic areas along Belize's borders. Marian Ali, News 5, Blue Creek Village, Orange Walk.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.